lid. And we're back. Hey, we are live, coming to you right after the Marvel Hall H Comic-Con closing panel of San Diego Comic-Con. I'm still here with Ed and Carolyn. Hello. We've been just farting around all day, but man, what an ending. I think we should actually, we have so much to cover. They dropped a metric crap load of new projects. Well, I say new, a lot of this was leaked or already announced, but we still got a lot of confirmations of things we knew were coming. I feel like the only thing I can think of is what they ended with. So let's begin with the ending and talk about Wakanda Forever, what they closed the panel with. That was one of the better Marvel trailers, if not trailers, I think I've seen in a good long while. Ryan Coogler, he's got it. He's got that it factor. Yeah, he's going places here in Hollywood. Yeah, my jaw is still on the floor. I think that was by far the most impressive thing we saw out of the con for me personally. And I would just love to start by talking about this, and then we'll go backwards through that to your Quantumanias and such. Ed, what do you think about that trailer?
It answered a bunch of questions as to what the tone of the movie's going to be. We obviously see through the trailer that they're going to acknowledge the death of Black Panther as an event that has shaped Wakanda. And now that Wakanda doesn't have their leader, a giant crisis has come. They showed Namor and his family, the Blue Atlanteans that they're going to be fighting, hints at what the conflict, I don't know what the conflict's going to be about, but hints that it's going to involve the armies, the Dora Milaje fighting Atlanteans and all. And I kind of poo-pooed the idea when I originally heard it because it's in the comics, but it wasn't that cool. That looks cool. Yeah. That looks cool.
I was going to say, plot-wise, you're right. That is interesting that it does seem like they're not just going to poochie Chadwick away and be like, he died off camera, whatever. Yeah, we have a new Black Panther. Like, they're going to actually, this is going to be central to the plot of the movie. And yeah, it's so amazing what it looks like when you have a real filmmaker behind the camera of a comic book movie. Like, this looks like it belongs in the Marvel universe, but like qualitatively better than anything else I saw of Phase 4. What do you think, Carolyn?
Absolutely. It looks amazing. I got a little choked up. I got a little weirded out by the water birth scene. I was like,
perfectly
sometimes
natural.
Births take a long time. They must have been down there. They could really hold their breaths in Wakanda. This looks so good, and I think you can really tell the care and passion that all the actors bring to these movies and the whole crew and just everyone involved. Like, that's really what elevates it, is that level of care from like the writing to the end, final production, and even just cutting the trailer, what we saw today.
I didn't even mind that they overcame doing the thing that they always do, which is the minor key or off-key version of the pop song. I like that they started mixing in Kendrick. Like, that was great. That was a nice new twist, but we were talking about how that trope is just still, in year of our Lord 2022, we've still not escaped the off-key version of the pop song. We have a live correspondent on the floor of Hall H. Let's patch in our own Eric Goldman, intrepid reporter on the scene right now. Eric, can you hear us? We can't see you, but if you can hear us, that'd be sweet.
We can MC you.
Hey, Eric. Hello? Hey, dude. Can you hear us? What is up? Oh man. Can you?
How's it going?
It's going great, man. You've been slacking us live all day. We've been following along here at home. How did
I'm not hearing anything you're saying.
Perfect.
And I knew that Skype would nail this right out the bat. Billy, will you write what was the best moment of the panel on a big piece of paper and then hold it up to the camera so that Eric can see it?
Another flawless.
Spencer, I hear you like you're in Poltergeist on the other side of the wall that Heather Ann stuck in.
Describe the footage.
Okay. I heard that. First of all, I must look great. Second of all, okay, tell me what you didn't see, but I know you didn't see the Ant-Man footage.
We did not.
That was really cool. Ant-Man shows how Scott Lang is profiting off of what happened. He wrote a book. Everyone's kind of making fun of him for always saying that he helped save the world. And then he and Cassie are brought to the quantum realm. And MODOK shows up. And Kang shows up. And Bill Murray shows up. Because it's Marvel. And
Does
everyone knows
does MODOK look cool or weird?
he looked weird, maybe like metallic. Like he looked like kind of like a metal version of MODOK.
Silver Surfer?
Not just like metal.
Okay. Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah.
What got the biggest pop from the crowd?
I mean, I feel a couple things. Daredevil Born Again as a title was a big one. Of course, the Avengers stuff, Secret Wars. And then I feel like, Black Panther, Chadwick being mentioned, the trailer in general was so great, which I'm assuming you have seen.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wait, I feel like you can hear me now.
No, I'm just nodding because he can see us. So I'm going.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Did you see the Guardians trailer?
No.
Okay. That made me cry. It made everyone cry. I mean, the Black Panther trailer makes you cry too, which has the real life Chadwick tragedy around it, and it looks like a really powerful movie. Guardians 3 looks like a really emotional movie saying goodbye to these characters. And it plays Do You Realize by the Flaming Lips. And it works really well.
Yeah. Eric, I hear you got pooped on by a dog. Care to describe?
Okay, standing right over one of those doors. That's the scene of the crime. Picture about 20 press with our very valuable, we've got the special seats. We're all ready to go in. When a guy runs out with a dog who just splatters. And he goes, I knew that was going to happen. Not the dog.
You might have just told us, but what is your high point and low point of the weekend overall?
I mean, if you begin with the dog spraying diarrhea, it's only going to go uphill from there. So, I will say, props to the Comic-Con staff who had to deal in the moment with a dog just shit outside the press entrance to Hall H Marvel Studios, who ran over with cardboard and laid it down and very quickly tried to deal with the situation. A lot of people were saying it smelled really bad. I was wearing a mask for many reasons. That was a smart move.
Amazing, dude. All right, well, we'll let you get back to the con. I know you got a bunch of stories to file and all sorts of stuff like that. We're working this weekend, baby. So thank you for joining us. Unless there's any final thoughts that you want to leave us with from the Marvel panel.
I'm just trying to think like what you might not have seen. Did you see Secret Invasion footage?
No. We
Okay,
ain't
that
seen
looked really
shit.
cool. Okay. Because I think they only went public with a couple things. Secret Invasion looked really cool too, and Rhodey shows up, and Everett Ross shows up. Martin Freeman pops up, and it's definitely doing like conspiracy theory. They kept saying it's darker, Kobe Smulders and Feige, and that tonally that one would get darker. And then I'm just so psyched for Daredevil. 18 episodes, and it's Born Again, which is like one of the best comic book stories ever. And then he popped up in the SheHulk trailer too. And I just want to mention that I love that she breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Because people wondered if they would do that or not. So
We did get to see that.
Yeah. And then my last thought is just that a lot of people were going into this, they're only going to bring a couple things. They're saving it all for D23. They just showed us an F-load, I'll say that, so much stuff, but they still had a literal gap with Phase 6. They're like Fantastic Four and these two Avengers movies, literal gap they can fill in a D23. So they're very crafty, right?
Yeah.
They just gave us a ton, and then in a few weeks at D23, they'll give us a ton more. And
Awesome.
we'll be there for it.
Yes, we will. Yes, you will. And we'll be right here holding it down. Can't wait to see you again on Zoom because we never go into the office together anymore. But I miss you.
Right,
and
right.
and yeah, have a safe rest of your
Miss you
con.
too.
And we'll see you when you're back.
All right, guys. Thanks very much. And this was flawless. I'm just glad it went off great.
Smooth. All right. See you, dude.
See ya.
So, all right. Well, that was cool. That actually worked in the end. I think let's talk next about Daredevil. Wow.
You mean Daredevil?
18 episodes. Those are Netflix numbers, baby. That was my one thing about Daredevil was, and every Netflix Marvel series is, you could probably lose 3 or 4 off those and not miss a beat. That's a lot of, God, I'm blanking on his name again. Not Happy Hogan, but Smithers. Who's Smithers to Daredevil?
Foggy Nelson?
Foggy. Yes. Yeah, that's a lot of Foggy. But the people love Charlie Cox's Daredevil, and yeah, he was all over this. I think that's the second headline of the day is all the Daredevil things, right?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah.
The action's always great. Like it is again that darker tone, which is fun to see. And then they're talking about Fantastic Four, which is usually lighter stuff. So it seems like a nice balance of tonality.
Yeah, they're all over the place. And then Eric mentioned that comic arc that it's based on. I didn't catch that. What was that one?
Oh, the
Born
Daredevil
Again?
Born Again?
Born Again, yeah.
Yeah, basically, long story boring, Kingpin finds out that Daredevil is the blind lawyer Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
And this is years before it happened every 5 minutes in the comics. So when he finds out that is who his greatest enemy is, he doesn't just go kill him. He destroys his life point by point, ruins his bank account, messes up his identity, gets him kicked out of his home. He sleeps in a mission at night, you know what I'm saying, and all this kind of jazz. And through this process, Daredevil's mind breaks, and he has to put himself and his mentality back together in order to get to the Kingpin. And when he's frazzled, he tries to fight the Kingpin and gets just beat up because he can't get himself together. So it's like one of those things where it isn't that the hero has to just go collect himself and go punch things. He has to really work on himself. He has to overcome these psychological obstacles. So I'm very happy that they're exploring that concept in this milieu, and we might even get more of him in the suit in the book. It was kind of like the first season of Daredevil, where it was like he almost had to earn his suit back. He starts out in the suit, flipping over rooftops, gets his life destroyed, walks around and just like looking like a homeless guy, and then gets his suit back on in the end as a triumphant return. Okay. I think we might get more Daredevil action in this. Like maybe he's like Daredevil now. He can't be Matt Murdock because Matt Murdock is a criminal or a miscreant now because of all this. Like, remember that movie The Web back in the days with Sandra
The Web,
Bullock?
of course, yeah.
Where they like ruined her life by like 2 HTML keystrokes on the Domino's Pizza website and just ruined her life. That type of thing is going to happen to Matt Murdock. So maybe we'll see him as basically only Daredevil because Matt Murdock's life is ruined, and now Daredevil is single-handedly pursuing the Kingpin for 18 episodes.
That actually feels like it could fill an 18 episode, 18 hours of television.
That's such an interesting arc, like what happens when your identity gets taken away. I love that. I can't wait.
So they dropped a ton of things, and I'll just throw some of them out there. And Carolyn, stop me when there's something you want to talk about because I don't know where to go next. We have Secret Invasion. We've got look at that Quantumania, Guardians 3, Echo, Loki Season 2, The Marvels.
Loki Season 2.
Loki Season 2. All right, well, ding, ding, ding. We're going to Loki Season 2.
Just give it to me. Just give it to me now.
Yeah.
Hiddleston, give it to me.
Yeah, I didn't expect that story to end with Loki will return in Season 2, but I guess it did end on a cliffhanger. And yeah, I thought Tom Hiddleston was too famous and too rich for that, but no, he's doing more Chinese vitamin commercials. He's doing more seasons of Loki. He wants to get back in front of your small screen.
He
has a huge gambling problem. Yeah, I would be super excited for that. Is there anything particular aside from you're just a Hiddlestan?
A Hiddlestan. I just love the lore of that universe. Like it's it finds a way to do like time travel and multiverse stuff in such a tight, sensical way that it just really appeals to that level of nerdiness for me. But I love it. Want to find out everything I can about Miss Minutes. Like
that did open the
what's
panel.
What's her
apparently.
backstory? Yeah, it gave everyone a jump scare.
Well, pulling back for a second, I feel like Loki Season 2 will deal directly with the multiverse of it all, and that seems to be the overarching theme of this phase, right? Didn't they call it the multiverse saga? Am I getting that right?
Yeah.
Phase 4. There's either phase 4 or phase 5 or phase 6. I'm so lost on phases. They said that like phase 4 ends with Wakanda Forever, and then phase 5 ends with was it the not Ironheart, but the evil Captain America one? New World Order?
No, the Thunderbolts?
Thunderbolts,
yes.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts.
And then Phase 6 ends with 2 Avengers movies that are going to be filmed and released back to back.
Yeah,
so
Secret Wars.
We have like phase inflation going on.
Yeah.
This is like getting...
Phases are getting shorter. What happens when we get to phase 10 and they're only a week apart?
But then they're saying that phase 4 through 8 is going to be the multiverse saga. Am I getting this right, Bill?
Phase 4
Billy?
through 6, I think.
I think 4 through 6. rounds out the multiverse section of the movie. But I think that's cool because they can't keep going to the well of like, well, we just snatched something out of a different universe. We have to kind of get this wrapped up that like for the foreseeable future we'll be dealing with this universe and making this universe paramount so that we don't lessen the impact of the things that happen in this universe.
I mean, you say wrapped up quickly. Those Avengers movies are dated for 2025, the end of the final one being November 2025. So that's, I can't do math right now. 2.5 hours.
On a delay, so I came running to tell you something that you talked about.
That we already figured out?
Yep.
Billy, can you just sit next to us, Billy?
Get in here.
That's fine. That's all good. So yeah, I think Loki 2, obviously excited for. Loved Loki season 1, but didn't get much in terms of new anything from that. Similarly, I want more Blade. We were all talking about how much we liked the title treatment for Blade, how cool of a logo that was, and we know it's Mahershala Ali. We've heard him in voiceover at some point. I forgot which one. But yeah, that's a cool title, man. I like that.
You know, it was rumored that they were going to call it The Blade. First of all, that logo is sick.
Yeah.
It looks like they just chopped that logo into a beast. You know what I mean?
With a blade. Sick. Oh, I get it. I get it.
It's sharp. It's like Dirk Diggler's name in Boogie Nights. It's just so sharp and beautiful. It's going to explode. You know what I mean? But I think I'm super hyped for Blade. I'm hyped for the Loki being the boss of the multiverse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's interesting because like him with responsibility, he's always wanted to be the king of something.
Yeah.
But he never got a chance. And now he gets to be the king of something, and we'll see.
Time and space itself.
Yeah, we'll see if he can actually handle that and what emotional things he'll go through now that he's had this like awakening to the fact that him being a god of mischief was just sort of a role assigned to him.
Yeah.
It wasn't really what he wanted to do, and him being the Loki that breaks out of that. Maybe he'll have a huge ego from that. You know, we'll never know. Maybe a new type of jerk.
And or a variant. You know, we can. The door is wide open for them to do anything they want at this point. So
on a Dolph Lundgren Loki variant, just comes in. He's just like, roar.
How is Dolph not in a Marvel movie yet? What are they doing? There's only like 4 people that haven't. They just got Bill Murray in Quantumania.
Does the Punisher
They're
count?
saving it for E23. They're saving it.
God, I want there to be a multiverse where they do like Dolph's Punisher and Ferrigno's Hulk and the J.D. Salinger's kid Captain America.
Oh, yes.
Bring them all together just for like one cutaway or something. Anyways, we actually saw some footage from. We saw SheHulk, which I think we're all super excited for. They described it as Marvel's first true half-hour TV comedy. WandaVision was sort of that until it very much wasn't. But they're really committing to the situation of the legal procedural side of the Marvel Universe with this one. And look, I think that I'm not watching this specifically for the effects. I think they are going to get only better as they get ready for release. I do think that both of them look oddly weightless, but I do like. I thought the writing was sharp, and I am excited for this premise, and it's a great character that hasn't been on screen before. What'd y'all think?
I am the most excited for this.
Okay.
Probably most excited for Black Panther, but this is a second.
Yeah.
This looks so good. I'm so excited for the comedy. Just like the tonal, the rainbow of tones that we're getting is so fun. Still looks like there's a lot of action, but I'm always so interested in what are these superheroes doing when they're not superheroing, and I think we're gonna get to see her like in court, like where she say you can't handle the truth. Where's that moment for She-Hulk?
Yeah, and she does break the fourth wall. We saw how they will handle that, which is they're gonna do it. And yeah, I think that the legal side of the Marvel Universe is unexplored. And as long as they do it with humor, which clearly they're doing, I think that they can make a fun show out of this. But Ed, what'd you think?
I mean, if you're talking about magic, I'm gonna crap all over it. If you're talking about big ladies, I'm gonna like it. It's just one of those things.
It's science.
It's just one of those things. It's science. It's science. So I love her. Oh, my baby. I love her. I love Titania.
Yeah.
I love the fact that she takes off her like Louis Vuittons before she kicks some ass because she didn't want to bust her shoes out.
Yeah.
I love that sort of stuff. I love how they've cast this. I love Wong's coming
everywhere.
in to be like this. Somebody called him the Nick Fury of the universe to like unite these disparate realities, as it were. So I mean, I'm just fully sold. I don't really affects a schmecks. You know what I mean? Like this. I like whatever they're doing with the effects, I like what's going on, and I like the fact that in the comic books, She-Hulk was always the person who was able to use her Hulkness. It was almost like Bruce Banner would be jealous of her.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
she, being a Hulk, made her live out her fantasies. Being a Hulk improved her life and didn't destroy it as
Yeah.
it did with him. So I love we even sense in these interactions his little bit of jealousy that she's so good at everything. All the stuff that he had to learn, all this Zen meditation and get smacked by Brazilians, you know, to like do breathing exercises in the Incredible Hulk. He had to do all this stuff. And my baby Daredevil's in there. Daredevil supremacy. That's I believe in that. You know
She
what I
did
mean?
talk about what's his name, Abomination, going up against her cousin or whatever. But wouldn't that have been Edward Norton?
That in Incredible, it would be an Incredible.
We don't.
Hulk,
Yeah, we don't speak of him again.
I think that it's going to be interesting to see a superhero with an origin story that's not super tragic. Like,
Yeah.
she just seems like the worst
Well,
thing that's happened to
yeah.
me is my cousin got
She got
threatened
like
one
didn't she
time.
get shot and it was a blood transfusion or
Yeah,
something?
I think
Like,
that
it was
that
so-
happens.
Oh.
We'll see how they interpolate that for this, because I don't know if they want to say it being sort of a comedy. I don't know if we're willing to go there, but I would like to see it.
Yeah.
You know.
And Ed, just to push back slightly on your loving big women thing, why isn't she bigger? That's my question. She could be much larger.
in a couple of the scenes, I mean, the thing is,
She's
I think
not that big.
no, I'm not gonna say that. Okay, big ladies get fired. Okay, no, but I believe that. I think overall, somebody told the visual effects people to feminize her more in whatever way they thought that would be, and this is like what we're gonna get.
They're splitting the difference. Yeah,
Right,
I feel like
so-
I just feel like there's a certain, and this is her and the Hulk in this. There's like a weightlessness to them, and I want them
Yeah.
to feel massive. Like, look
Yes,
out, here they
yes,
come. But she
yes.
just seems like a big, tall lady that anyone would be lucky to have. All right, let's move on. What else?
From the lonely fandom offices, we're here reporting on Comic-Con.
Moving on to another comedy that the other comedy of the Marvel Universe is the Ant-Man films keep going on strong, and there's a lot of hate going on. Billy, I'm looking over in your direction,
Yeah.
saying that Ant-Man is your least favorite part of the MCU, that you would never rewatch the first one, you hated
know.
it, et cetera, et cetera. I
don't get it.
Here at this half circle rhombus-shaped table, we respect Ant-Man here.
He's a scientist.
He's a man of science. No, he's they're the only. Not the only. They are the most genuinely funny, as in like have setups and punchlines, Marvel movies, as opposed to just sounding words in a way that sounds funny. I think they actually have good jokes in
Going
them.
up at the end of them.
Yeah, that just happened. Like,
The first one was, but I remember distinctly thinking in the second movie, so much of it was written in the cadence of a joke,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
felt like word salad.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you? Where are we going with this?
Well, you know
but
what,
maybe the third one will be Rule of Threes, right? That's the funny. It's always the funniest.
Yeah,
So we'll
yeah.
see.
Hangover 3. Need I say any more? So yeah, they're throwing more at the wall or into the quantum zone. Like Eric said, Bill Murray's in there for some reason. MODOK is in this movie, and Kang is in there. So I think I love that they're sticking with Ant-Man and they're making him like an actual plot-centric member of the Avengers who is actually going to move this universe forward.
Well, he's
Billy
the-
be damned.
No, he's the Shazam of the Marvel Universe. He's the person who's there to, even though he's a hero, he can recognize how heroic these other people are.
Yeah.
And in that way, he's like the best part of so-called Mary Sue-dom, the fact that you're that person.
Yeah,
Forget all the overpoweredness.
Exactly.
You're that
I
person.
think that the key of what set the MCU, what sets Marvel apart from DC is it's like, what if regular people were superheroes? Or superheroes, what if they were just like us? And Scott Lang is still just like a normal dude thrust into this world. And we're running out of normal dudes and ladies thrust into this world. It's a lot of space gods and people who have just been through so much shit that they, you know, they're not super relatable anymore. He's apparently got like a book deal, and we know from Miss Marvel he's got a podcast.
And I would love to push my glasses up and go, we are seeing a Kang.
Right.
Seeing as how we know that there are so many Kangs.
Yeah.
That
So many Kangs.
So basically, Yeah, and this, I don't know what phase we're in this one. Phases of death.
And we have their, so their, it's not Sentry. What's his daughter's name when she has a suit?
Cassie, right?
It's Cassie, but she turns
Stature.
into Stature. Yes, thank you.
Stature.
So we now have
They didn't think of it. They ran out of bugs, huh?
There's too many
Not
names.
entomologists.
well, it's more of like it's more
Dung
of a,
Beetle.
there's
That's my daughter,
Goliath.
Dung Beetle.
Yeah. Got Ant-Man, they got Wasp. Yeah, I can't name a third bug. It's too late at night for me to name a third bug. 7, I should be asleep.
Do we have a Marvel Roach?
Do we have a Marvel Roach? That's a great question.
Oh, the roach. That's actually a good one. They're unkillable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
They're
resistant
definitely
to
hardy.
poison.
Yeah.
They can fly.
Okay. Yeah. Ant-Man and the Roach. I think. Well, never mind. I'm not going to say that joke. All right. So we're going to move on to Guardians 3, which unfortunately they haven't posted the footage that made everybody there cry. So I can only go off this description. Gamora is leading the Ravagers. They're going to look into Rocket's origins. We saw a tiny frame of Baby Rocket, and look, when in doubt, make someone you love a baby, and everybody. Yoda. I'm blanking on it, but they've done a million baby versions in the last few years, and it works every time. So
Every time.
Baby Rocket is gonna have
Boss
everybody-
baby.
the boss baby.
They made your boss a baby. Where does it end?
And then Quill Quang to connect to Gamora, who doesn't know him because she's a alternate version that they time kidnapped or whatever. And then I love this, Maria Baklova. I might be butchering that, but she's from Borat, and she's playing Cosmo the Space Dog. Ed, who's Cosmo the Space Dog?
Cosmo the Space Dog is a dog that was sent into space by Russian. He's a Russian cosmonaut, basically, and he got lost out there and came back all changed and weird.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's a good example.
Yeah.
I mean, a good explanation. As
A salute to Cosmo and to all of our actual dogs they shot into space.
Credits scene from the first
Right.
Guardians.
yeah,
Right,
The
he's
dog
in
that
that.
hates Rocket. He's just
Oh.
barking at Rocket.
That's great.
I was so surprised to hear that people were crying at this one.
Yeah.
Like,
what
said
in that
like, it's
description is
a-
cry-worthy?
Like it's a goodbye to these characters. Like, are they really all not going to be in phases 5 through 11? I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I'm a little confused by that.
Well, I mean, I think it's a culmination of like maybe some of the people who do voice work will be in them, but like Dave Bautista's 55 years old and has to do 1,000 sit-ups a day to
Yeah,
walk
he is
around
very
with his shirt
shirtless.
off. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he doesn't want to do that anymore. Sometimes Drax wanted a sandwich. So I think that's wearing on him.
Get Drax a trench coat for
Right.
Guardians 4.
And
Let the man eat.
And then Zoe, homegirl, Saldana.
She's tired of being
She's
painted.
tired of being painted.
Yeah.
Sure.
Get these motion tracker balls off my
She's
face.
doing double duty in Avatar, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a lot of paint. That's a lot of body
Yeah.
So
paint.
yeah, I just think those type of actors, and even maybe Chris Pratt, just want to, hey man, I just want to relax and do Amazon
I have to
miniseries.
be Garfield. I have to be Mario. I have
Yeah.
to be whoever I am in the dinosaur movies. No one knows.
It's me, Garfield.
It's me.
Garfield, I'll save the dinos.
Star-Lord.
He does like lasagnas. Like,
One other thing from this, a character I was not familiar with, but you gave me a crash course in, is High Evolutionary showed up, and he was the only person that showed up in costume.
Yeah, that was really wild to see that man lined up in costume amidst everyone else.
Yeah.
And people, I guess, were excited about it.
I feel like he got punked a little bit, or maybe he was just excited about it. He wanted to wear the costume.
He looks thrilled in the picture.
He looked very large and purple and happy, and
Well,
good. That's great.
Wearing
Love
a
to see it.
costume you'd fit in at Comic-Con more
Yeah.
than not fit in.
Yeah.
So maybe
That's
he just
true.
didn't want to. He wanted people to know that he's a real fan.
He was roaming the halls in NC. It's me, High Evolutionary, the character you know and love. Eric, quick crash course.
basically, but High Evolutionary was a guy who lived in the mountain of Wondergore, and he made a bunch of these half animal hybrids and stuff in an attempt to like speed up evolution. It's kind of like Dr. Moreau type jazz, but his overall role has been expanded in the Marvel Universe to be almost to the level of one of those cosmic type characters, you know, that has all this Galactician, celestial type power, or you know, some of these people like Annihilus, some of these guys who never really ran everything, but now you can conceive of them as larger threats like that. He's one of those.
Isn't Wondergore the mountain from Multiverse of Madness where they find that they go to find the book.
Sounds like
Perhaps.
Oh, maybe
What
a
is
little
the secret of your
crossover.
power? So, look, they announced a whole crapload, but Phase 6, as Eric said, there's a lot of holes. We have untitled Marvel movies for February 2025, July 2025, February 2026, May 2026, and July 2026. That's 5 untitled Marvel films that they did not give us today. What are your predictions? Let's, as a panel, try to get all 5 of these, and we'll try to call our shot right now, leading into the final 2 movies of Phase 6, which are the 2 Avengers movies.
I can't do this seriously. I just literally can't. Squirrel Girl's one of them.
I'm gonna try.
No, we need. Okay. So Fantastic Four is already on there, so we can't pick Fantastic Four.
Yep.
That's off the board. Crap, this is hard.
I mean,
X-Men's got to be one of them.
yeah,
right?
I was gonna say the
Yeah.
obvious hole are they're trying to introduce mutants back
Yeah.
into the world. Let's see.
X-Men,
I'm gonna try and manifest myself as Dazzler, starring in a
Make it
Dazzler
happen.
movie. So Disney, just so
Hashtag
you
Carolyn
know.
as Dazzler.
Hashtag
Get it
Carolyn as
trending, folks.
Dazzler.
So okay, X-Men.
But I do think we could see a Dazzler movie.
Okay. I'm
I'm
not willing
serious.
to take one of our spots for Dazzler because I want to get this right. But
We
I do
saw
want to.
High Evolutionary today. Nothing's off the
Nothing
table.
is off the table. I'm a Madcap.
If
all
it's
types of
Dazzler and the
people.
X-Men in small font, I will pay you $1 million.
Dazzler and the X-Men. Oh yes.
So yeah, if it's X-Men, I think is 1.
Uh-huh.
Deadpool 3 has to be one of them.
You know what? One of them
Oh.
might be straight up, and I'm not joking. One of them could be X-Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like with the Deadpool connection or whatever, and they might even use the X-Men to be, because they've already introduced the X-Men in the Deadpool universe.
Yeah.
He could come into the X-Men, as it were, or whatever they are, and they might be X-Force at this time or something.
Right.
You don't know how they're going to mix it up.
And then Miles Morales Spider-Man. I'm calling that one. I
Oh.
think that Sony is not going to let 3-4 years go by without doing another Spider-Man movie.
I
think
was gonna
they're
say
gonna have to
Spider
do
Gwen.
something. Oh, or Spider-Gwen, yeah.
Yeah.
Untitled
Yeah.
Spider-Man project. That counts. We're counting that. as our
Untitled
4th
Spider-Man
movie.
project counts.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we have one more to fill.
I think it's gonna be a show.
No.
Set-
These are
only
films.
movies?
These are films. Yeah, these are untitled Marvel movies.
Okay.
This is not the Disney Plus.
But
hope
was
no
it?
one
But they
notices
had
stuff.
they had on the timeline. They just had dates. They didn't
But
say
these
whether.
these are the dates, theatrical dates for
Okay,
films that,
okay.
that we're trying to fill up. We have one more to go.
7/24/26, the longest way away one.
Blade
I
2.
I think that might. I don't know. I think they're gonna, if they're smart, to me, they introduce X-Men characters through the world and have the story of the X-Men coming together be a story. This concept that you're just gonna open up on a school and go, look at that guy going through the walls. Look at that guy punching stuff.
I hope so.
We've
We don't
seen
need
that
we don't
9
need to see them
times.
start again.
No,
Like,
but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Though we've literally seen them as a status quo already,
Yeah.
and we've seen them come together already. So there's got to be another style of story, a strike team, which is why
Maybe.
I'm rooting for X-Force. We came together. We might tell you that story later, but we're a strike team that kills people now.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, we can't be that. We gotta be,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
This
what
is,
about? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
This is very Dark Horse, but because we're in the multiverse, I think Exiles could be like that's really
What's
exciting. Exiles is like they protect. It's like Morph is a character, and they draw characters from all the different universes, all the different
Okay.
multiverses,
Yeah.
and they just protect the multiverse. So because that's set in here, there's a lot of fun characters there.
That tracks.
I think we could do it.
Okay, I'm willing to give that, or I would throw out just because people want to see it, like a Scarlet Witch movie. They could or something mystical. I feel like we're missing the magic side of things, like
Yeah.
a Doctor Strange 3, a Scarlet Witch solo movie, something set in that side of, of things.
No, I get what you're saying. Oh, Tu Wong Fu.
The Wong movie.
Wong's
Where's the Wong movie
yeah.
at?
Wong movie. Yeah.
Just Wong. If they
Yeah.
just boom
Wong.
Wong.
Yeah.
That would be incredible. If
Would
that was the
watch.
lead-in to the 2-part Avengers
Little
finale.
Miss can't be Wong.
Yeah. We could go puns all day on that. But wow, this was what a panel. I hate to go to versus because it's not always a competition. But look, I think this is probably better than the Warner Brothers panel. I hate to say it. I think this is probably better than just announcing.
I mean, look at the stuff we didn't even talk about, like Captain America 4. I'm very interested in that status quo that we're receiving. We've already had our he has to earn the thing that the guy gave to him explicitly.
Yeah.
He has to.
He's gotta earn it.
He has to earn something he already had. If that ain't a metaphor for something, I don't know what is. All right.
And
so
New World Order. That's some title bait right there.
right. So it's just I'm just please let the Captain America shield bounce off a supremacist's face at some point. Please.
Yeah. Does Hydra count? I don't know. They're cagey with that. And then Ironheart. She's going to be. That's like a backdoor pilot because she's going to be in Wakanda Forever, right? Are we...
yeah, she heard the heart logo knocking
Yeah.
out of the thing. So like, in Ironheart, we were theorizing off air that I was theorizing that basically
This is a Riri. What's her name?
yeah.
Yeah.
Quick history lesson for folks at
Basically,
home.
she's super smart. She made an Iron Man suit out of like scraps in her own house. So she's like maybe the equivalent of Steel in the DC universe, not the Shaquille O'Neal vehicle, but like
Yes.
Steel
Yes.
as in John
Shaq
Henry Irons, and his daughter who are able to make techno-organic stuff to approximate Superman-ish powers. But like she's approximating Iron Man-ish powers, but with a lot less resources,
Yeah.
which shows how brilliant she is. And I theorize that perhaps the reason why she's messing with the Wakandans and stuff is because when the Wakandans open up their technology to disparate neighborhoods or disparate countries, perhaps like a Wakanda grant or something maybe got her to MIT or whatever, and she's making all this dope stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
something-
Yeah.
and she got helped as a Black American, being helped by these super African dudes. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? To get a leg up. She can return the favor by helping them beat up a bunch of Aztec swimmers. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, that they did find. I don't think I said this yet, but they found a way to make Namor look so cool.
Which
Not
is-
even
Yes.
just like kind of
Yeah.
cool, but like he comes out and he looks awesome.
Yeah. That
Right.
was
At
fantastic.
risk of being that guy on the panel, and somebody in the comments already say, people forgot that when Namor first came out, he used to say stuff like "kill all the white men" and stuff like that because he was like from under the sea, and he represented himself as an Atlantean. And part of the crux of his problem is he's half like worldly, half surface dweller, and half Atlantean, which is why all the other Atlanteans are blue,
Yeah.
and he is tan. So he is their king, even though he's half of the other, which I don't know how far they're going to go with that because Atuma, who's rumored to be in the thing,
Well,
is sort of
Atuma also, I forget the actor's name, but they also came out on stage.
yeah. So Atuma is a blue-skinned Atlantean who always wanted to be the king. He's like, we are blue-skinned here. We live under the sea. We don't mess with them up there. Why do we have a half of one? Well, we have the Barack Obama of the sea as our leader. That's goofy. I want just pure Atlantean. And so he was against, but I think that
Interesting.
mirrors.
Well, I don't think if any movie wouldn't shy away from that, it's Wakanda.
Well, it mirrors the
Forever.
Ocean Master thing though from Aquaman,
Right,
Which is
right,
why
right.
I don't know if they'll go that particular route.
Yeah. Okay. So some other projects we didn't even mention. Agatha's getting a Disney Plus show.
Great.
Great. Love to see it.
It was Agatha.
It was.
all
It
along.
was
I tried to do that. That wink.
The Coven of Chaos. I mean, and that is a way where you can bring back Wanda and Strange and get your fix of the magic side of things over there. And then Thunderbolts. Now this is the team, right, with like U.S. Agent and others that they've been setting up.
They're basically the darker versions of the Avengers. In the comic books, they were set up by Norman Osborn because he became like low-key the president or something. And he made up a team of basically trying to ape the old Avengers and fool the populace into thinking his new goof troop of evil guys was the Avengers. Then it comes out that they weren't. He was just like, so? This is the world that we're in. Captain America throws his shield too hard. These people kill people. They're
Didn't
not
they-
good guys.
They did a reboot of it where they were good though, right? But they were like taken.
Like Suicide Squad sort of
Yeah,
thing.
they were like released from prison to like try and redeem themselves. That's fun.
A
They got
Suicide Squad,
penance in there. I hope.
What are they? Some kind of Thunderbolts? I just hope that that means Julia Louis-Dreyfus will actually be in something instead of just like a random post-credit.
Well, now they can name it almost, unfortunately, posthumously after John Hurt, because his nickname is the Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
And so maybe there's like, he was the one who was trying to fight the good fight against the metahumans who want to rule us.
Cool.
Let's make a team
like
that'll
it.
be under our X-Files smoking man thumb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then just for completion's sake, Echo. that's happening.
Yeah, looks cool.
Looks cool. We'll be there. So
All right, what about the Secret Invasion eye patch thing? I think we need to discuss no eye patch on Fury. I don't know what's going
a quick
on.
discussion.
Multiverse.
Yeah, so we saw a little bit of Secret Invasion footage. I can't find where it was described, but they did say, there is two-eyed Fury, not Secret Wars, I don't think, but Secret Invasion is getting confused. Does that mean it's a prequel or a flashback, or did he find an eye in space? What do we think?
I think it's a multiverse. I think those gates have been open, and we're going to be plucking the best of the best from every possible realm and bring them to 616 and put things right here.
I didn't love de-aged Fury in Captain Marvel because even though they made him, this is mean, even though they made him look young, he still moved like a 60-year-old guy. He's still like...
The Irishman effect, where like he looks young and he goes to kick a guy and it's like, oh, my back.
my neck, my
My
back.
neck and my back.
There are limits. There are limits to this tech.
I wish they would just trust audiences to be like, yes, we know it's an actor. We can cast a younger actor as this character.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, and also with Fury, I think we're thinking too deep. I don't know if he's a multiverse. I think it's just Samuel Jackson got tired of walking around with no depth perception. And it was like,
bumping into too many hallways on that
y'all
spaceship.
y'all MFers better give me an eye, all right? I'm sick of bumping into these MFing walls on this MFing set.
People finally found out that he lost his eye to a cat, and he was like, okay, this is embarrassing. I need a new eye.
You can't Jordy LaForge, your boy? What's up?
Well, this is everything that Marvel had to say for us, so I feel like we've covered it all in some degree. If not, if you want to talk about something else, please put it in the chat, and Billy will maybe stick it in the script at the very end. But just final thoughts on Comic-Con as a whole this year. It's the first year back in person. People showed up in person. The studios showed up to show off, to do their dog and pony show. What are your big takeaways from the first Comic-Con in like 3 years to actually happen?
so glad I'm here in this like nice, calm studio instead of a sea of a million people.
There's a certain energy, a smell, if you will, that you don't quite get here, though. That
Right.
I
That's
miss.
true.
Yeah.
No, from today, there were two things that really stood out to me. There were trailers released online. The interview with the vampire looks like so horny and good. I'm very excited for that. And then the Sandman trailer
Sandman looked great.
looks awesome. It's so hard to adapt like such a stylish, specific property, but this looks like they nailed it, and I can't wait.
That did look fantastic. Even though they did the thing. They did the
They
thing.
did
with
the thing.
With
They
the
played the
off-key
slowed-down
pop,
song.
slowed down pop song at the
Yeah.
end. Still love that trailer.
It's 4 trailers. That's what it's for. Because I mean, even Coogler made that beautiful thing like we were talking earlier with the slowed down Bob Marley joint. You know, final thoughts about the thing. I think the unveiling of all these things and the things they chose to show footage of and not, I loved all that, and I also like the fact that they are doing Secret Wars for real. I think as a comic book fan, I think we might gloss over. If you read comic books as long as I have, as long as a lot of people watching this have, Secret War, no matter what version of it you've heard, it's all the heroes versus all the villains pitted against each other by a larger force bigger than all of them. Right there, that's so intrinsically interesting that I think, people won't understand how powerful that'll be until they actually see it.
There you go. They're building up to it. Billy is putting in, will the Russos direct it? Who are they gonna pull? Let's end with this. Who are our predictions for who they will actually dust off or introduce to direct those final 2 Avengers movies? I mean, the Russos are a good choice. Look, I know they're doing other things, but I mean, it would be crazy to give that to a new director.
Yeah,
I think if
I
they're
fully
shooting them
agree.
back to back,
Yeah.
like that, they're gonna do someone trusted. I feel like Russo's Favreau, like they could bring him back to do
Would
something.
love to see
But they are
Favreau
not
in
going
this.
to. I mean, Coogler, why not? If he's open to it,
I
like,
was
make it
thinking-
actually look good. That'd be nice.
I was thinking that too. But you know what? I think with the Russos, again, when we're talking off air, it's got to be we got to get Marcus and McFeely back, dude. I'm sorry, I'm feeling the
Screenwriting, yeah.
absence of those screenwriters because of, besides the Hulk, they seem to know what to do with everybody. They seem to put people in the right positions.
Yeah.
and the story math,
Yep.
the giant whiteboard of it all, writing out those scripts.
The fact that any Avengers movie is even half decent is a miracle. When
It's
you're
a
writing a
miracle.
story about 12 different main characters that you have to juggle.
Yeah,
What
when
about Feige putting on the gauntlet and saying, "Fine, I'll do it myself"?
No. I'm going to say that's not going to happen.
He's too smart to direct.
Yeah, he doesn't want to take the heat. I would pick the Russos, or I think that you can't take a risk with something like an Avengers movie, and Marvel is nothing if not risk averse when it comes to directors. So that's my guess. Let us know in the chat what you think. And
It looks like there's one question.
oh, there's a question
Maybe,
now.
yeah.
What? Okay, so. Thank you, Zayas. We'll close out on this. Did Sony have any panel this weekend to explain their Madam Web nonsense? How was the Spider? Can we get a wellness check on the Spider-Verse after this weekend? Sony, MIA, I think they're working on Morbius too. You guys, they're gonna put Morbius back into theaters every 6 months until you like it. That's the Sony strategy from here on out. This is MorbCon coming next. Yeah, there it is. Oh, Morbius is back, folks. We're gonna go hit the G Fuel. And Ed, Carolyn, please don't be strangers. Please come back anytime we have big shit to talk about like this. And I think that's a wrap on our Comic-Con coverage.
Awesome.
Yeah, this was fun.
Thanks for having
This
me.
was fun.
Yeah.
I'm really, I got to give big props to Carolyn. We've all enjoyed this because we've had such good chemistry on this, and we've had to hang out all freaking day. So I can vouch for each of you as good companions, and
Yeah, a justice society, if you will.
Yes, this is the Justice Society now.
This concludes today's episode of the Justice Society. Pours G Fuel on the fire, and we all get horribly burned. I'll be back on Tuesday for Honest Trailers commentary. It's gonna be Miss Marvel. That's your little treat for sticking around this long. The Honest Trailer this week is Miss Marvel. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you then. Bye bye.